Hello friends, today we are going to talk about a very important case SR Bommai versus Union of India in 1994. The SR Bommai case is one of the most landmark judgments in Indian constitutional law. It defines the limits of centre's power to impose president's rule under Article 356. Basically, it's about federalism, state autonomy, and judicial review. Facts of the case are: in 1989, the Janata Dal government in Karnataka, led by S.R. Bommai, was dismissed by the governor, who reported to the president that Bommai no longer enjoyed the majority in the assembly. Without giving Bommai a chance to prove his majority on the floor of the house, President's rule under Article 356 was imposed, and the state government was dismissed. Similar things also happened in states like Nagaland, Meghalaya, and Madhya Pradesh, where opposition led governments were dismissed. This led to multiple petitions, all of which finally reached the Supreme Court. The issues which were before the court: 1. Was the president's satisfaction under Article 356 1 justiciable? Second, can the president's rule be imposed without giving the state government a chance to prove its majority? Third, what are the limits of the center's power under Article 356? Fourth, can the court restore a dismissed state government if the proclamation is found unconstitutional? The articles which were involved in this case are Article 356, which talks about imposition of president's rule. Article 74(2), advice of Council of Ministers to the President. Article 365, failure of state to comply with union directions. Article 32 and 226, which deals with judicial review powers. The doctrines and principles used in this case are doctrine of federalism, which says India's constitution is federal with a strong center, but states are not mere agents of the center. Second, doctrine of basic structure. Federalism is part of the basic structure, so it cannot be destroyed by misuse of Article 356. Judicial review. The president's satisfaction can be examined by court to prevent arbitrary use of power. Floor test principle. The majority of a government should be tested on the floor of assembly, not decided by the government. The judgment which came out in this case was: in 1994, a nine-judge constitutional bench delivered a historic judgment. The court held President's rule is not absolute, it is subject to judicial review. The majority of a government must be tested on the floor of the House, not decided by the governor of the state. If the proclamation under Article 356 is found unconstitutional, the court can restore and dismiss the government. The court can restore the dismissed government. Secularism was also recognized as part of the basic structure. States cannot act against secular principles. The court also emphasized that Article 356 should be used sparingly and only in extreme cases. Now let's dwell upon why this case is important. It strengthens the Indian federalism by limiting the center's power. It empowered the judiciary to check misuse of Article 356. It protected state governments from arbitrary dismissal. It introduced the floor test principle, which became a standard in later cases like Arunachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand cases. After this judgment, misuse of Article 356 drastically reduced, from being used over 90 times before 1994 to much fewer times after. So, in conclusion, we can say SR Bommai versus Union of India 1994 is a milestone judgment that reinforced federalism, democracy, and judicial accountability. It ensured that center cannot arbitrarily dismiss state governments and that the will of the people must prevail through a float test. This case continues to be a cornerstone for center-state relations. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. And if I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll start editing my videos and add more text and more. I'll improve upon my editing skills. Right now, I'm not editing because I also have to study. Thank you.